What's a movie that only you and kids who grew up the same time as you would understand? We're not talking about Back to the Future or some all-time classic that people just grew up and everybody loves. We're talking about like The Ice Princess. We're talking about like a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie like It Takes Two. We're talking about like, some 80s movie like Explorers maybe, which I guess is a little bit different because if you grew up in the 80s, like that movie kind of had a life a little bit, but we're talking about a movie that was targeted towards kids and specifically you feel like only pertains to children who would remember. Now, I grew up in the 90s, so I remember movies like Flipper, which was the one about the dolphin. I think it's about a dolphin. There's other ones like The Indian in the Cupboard from the 90s. Like, again, that's another movie that I feel like I kind of remember, but unless you grew up in the 90s, it's just not a movie that would have mattered to you. So what is that movie for you that you feel like specifically you and only your generation of other people who grew up at that time would get? There's a lot of good movies in these comments, and there's probably a lot of really, really, really bad movies in these comments. So what do you got? What is that movie that you and people who grew up the same time as you would understand and nobody else would get?